I'm Jaclyn Johnson.
And I'm Marina Middleton.
And this is WorkParty, a podcast that's part work and part party. WorkParty celebrates a new generation of women who are redefining the meaning of work on their own terms and having fun while doing it.
In this podcast, we are diving into all the areas of being a working woman: mind, body, and business. No topic is off limit.
Real talk and hot takes. Think of us as your internet work wives. This is WorkParty,
the podcast.
Wait, where's the champagne? Today, we're sitting down with Olivia Ormos, a powerhouse in the influencer marketing world and the founder of Mavn, the industry's premier utility for brands looking to create meaningful collaborations with influencers. Olivia has built an empire at the intersection of branding, events, and digital influence, working with some of the most well-known companies in the world. We'll be diving into her journey, what it takes to build a successful brand from the ground up, and her insights for women navigating the ever-evolving business landscape. Welcome to the show, Olivia.
Yes, let's get this party started.
Yes, the work party is starting. We're so excited to be here.
So excited. I mean, I tell everybody, but I feel like you know every single person that like ever exists. Truly, you are just like the plug. And you do such a great job just getting out there. So if people don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Absolutely. Well, it's very fitting. I feel like we're here recording on International Women's Day.
Yes.
So, and at a major moment that you guys produce at Austin, Texas at South by Southwest.
Yes, we are live in Austin.
So yeah, before I talk about me, props to you guys for
Thank you.
And you
for doing all that you do.
Cheers to International Women's Day.
Let's go. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Olivia Ormos, based in Miami. Been on a journey all through the different aspects of marketing. I started my agency back in 2010, which is called OO & Co. I was early to influencer marketing. When I started the agency, it very quickly became one of the services I offered, and I was actually managing influencers back then in 2010. So it was kind of crazy to be along this journey so early and like watching this industry grow to the size it is today. But primarily, I was an events company, and we were doing big events. My biggest that still is produced to this day, celebrating 15 years in 3 weeks, is Model Volleyball. So really kind of broke in with that event parallel to my agency, and they were both anchors for one another. So I, as brand, would sponsor Model Volleyball and then become a client of the agency. So I used both at my leverage for one another. And then peak COVID, obviously wasn't doing as many events. Thankfully, I had a social media department and an influencer department at the agency, and just was really frustrated. I wasn't happy doing all the work that agencies had to do manually as it pertained to influencers. So tracking things on a Google sheet, sending a DocuSign for contracts, invoices to email, WhatsApp chats, multiple this, multiple that. It just wasn't feasible for scale and for growth. So did a bunch of research and said, there's got to be something really kind of cool out there, creator forward, creator cool. Didn't exist, that also solved the problems that I was doing manually. Some did some parts right, others really just didn't. So I went for it, and we launched in January of 23 and just turned 2. And the platform is called Mavn.
So cool. And it's such an unbelievably user-friendly platform. You gave us a walkthrough, and in all seriousness, it blew me away. And I remember telling Jaclyn, I was like, oh, like, do we need to look at this platform? Do we need it? And it was like, you solved all the problems that, one, from a brand perspective or an influencer perspective that they needed, right? Like finding the opportunities, like getting the approved content, all of that stuff. But like you created this really amazing dashboard, but you had no like true tech background beforehand.
Not at all. It really just came from a frustration of like operations as an agency owner. And I knew, okay, I want the button here. I want this to be here. Like, why take 3 steps to do this if we can do this in 1? So it was more just like creating this platform of my dreams that I think every one of us that work in the space would appreciate, because we're all doing it the same way.
I love that so much. And if you're listening, like, you do not need to have that experience before creating something. Like, you just solve the problem.
Most tech founders don't have tech backgrounds, I think, in some cases. I mean, Cherub's also like a good example of that too. It's like, I had no background in that, but you know what you want, you visualize it, and you build it. But for people who don't know what Mavn is, can you walk us through what the platform does?
Definitely. So from an influencer side, we have the influencers apply to be a part of Mavn. So the biggest thing here is, and why the brands are gravitating towards us, is we do have a pretty hardcore application process. So our value prop is much more quality over quantity. So everybody else, feels like, I think they need to have really big numbers to say that, we have 1 million influencers on our platform. I don't care that we grow slower, but we have more quality creators that are actually going to return an ROI when brands spend money with us. So prioritizing that was important. But the way that it works for influencers once they do get accepted is they're able to really be in that driver's seat and say, wow, look at all these opportunities. Some will be in kind, some will be paid, some will be nonprofit even that we have on there. So really empowering the creator to be discovered and say, pick me, I want to be a part of this. And then we created a separate dashboard for the brands or their agencies to liaison and streamline all those annoying things I mentioned before. So if you're sitting there frustrated, there is a solution. But we're growing every day. I'm adding things. Like I'm sitting there yesterday and I'm like, damn, like podcasts. Like I don't have an ability for the creators to link their podcast, but we had a brand come to us and say, we're looking for podcasters. So every day we're just continuously like evolving the dashboard and the platform as real kind of things happen day to day.
Well, and the creator world changes all the time. So you have to be able and like be nimble to be able to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that part keeps me really excited is that I feel really obviously excited about the platform we offer now, but the roadmap is long and wide and continuously growing and evolving and changing. And even sometimes brands say, oh my God, it'd be amazing to have this. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. And then we add it. So we're not something that's just a strict, hey, here's your login, good luck. We're really part of that process because we value.
It's the agency side of you.
Yeah, it's the agency side of me.
You can never let it go.
I probably should just be like, goodbye.
Yeah.
See ya.
No, it's so true. I feel exactly the same way. Like I think it's just because we have both owned agencies like in our life. Like you just want that like hands-on like white glove service, even though you're creating a tool to get rid of that.
But it has really allowed us to bring on more volume. Having this. So it's not as much as there's still some touch points that I like to keep really white glove. Because I think it has to be. And I think that's one of the things why other platforms maybe aren't as successful is because they just assume everybody can do everything. But if you're picking the wrong creators and you're not being given the tools to actually say, oh, wow, I am picking the wrong person because all their followers are in Brazil.
Yeah.
And my business is in the U.S.
Yeah, totally.
So how is that helping me? Just because there's a big number and 1 million followers, you think that's the right person just because of the number? Like we dive a lot deeper.
Yeah, which I love. Like we were in the car and we were like looking at Create and Cultivate stats. And like basically you input the name and it shows you where your followers are located, what your engagement is, like male, female. Like it's so much information, which is so awesome because I think like early days of influencer marketing, it was a numbers game. It was like we're going to pay this person who has 500,000 followers because we're going to get in front of 500,000 people. And that's just not reality.
No. And even now, we're also looking at the demographics of the creator, but we're also looking at the demographics of their audience and combining that when making selections on who to work with.
Yeah.
So maybe that creator is in Miami. You're looking for someone in Miami, but then we take a look and again, all her followers are in Brazil. It's not connecting.
Yeah.
So we look at both and do like larger searches with data.
Yeah, and you have to really understand like what is your goal so that way you're able to target the right people. So what are trends that you're seeing right now in this space that you either love and some trends maybe that you will not get behind on?
Well, we've seen a big uptick in music. So we're working with a lot of really cool labels and artists.
So smart.
So we even built a specific secondary dashboard just for the labels and artists because it's interesting. They pay X amount of people to post with this new song, hoping that the virality will just go and then everybody will start using the song and there'll be a trend made out of the songs.
Or a dance or whatever.
Or whatever it might be. But a lot of the times it doesn't go anywhere. But when it does, how do I tell them? Well, because of Mavn and the creators we picked, that's why there's now been 10 more thousand usages of the song on Instagram. So now we're actually tracking that.
Wow.
It's so crazy too. Like I feel like from a music marketing perspective, seeing the rise of these songs, like I literally will go to Spotify and be like top TikTok song or whatever to find out.
I think music
and it's
for us
working.
has been like really
That's
exciting.
a huge, wow, so smart.
What else? What other trends do you feel like?
I think I'm seeing a lot of brands lean in on the micro level.
I was just going to say
about
that.
creators.
Yeah, if you weren't going to say it, I was going to ask you how you feel because you talked about the 500,000 followers and I always felt like, oh, it's a numbers game. But the micro, their followers are so loyal.
It's true. And I think that as somebody like that starts as a micro that becomes a mega, like their fans really like ride with them the whole way through. And then the loyal following. So if you start with somebody on a micro level, I think it's the best use case for you. So when they end up being Alex Earl, you're like, remember me?
Also,
I paid you.
People who have like really stalled out at 120,000 followers and haven't grown in 7 years. Is that hot? Is that a hot trend?
I might know someone.
Yeah, I feel like that's a hot trend. I feel like we should really lean in on spending brand dollars with those girls.
But yeah, yeah, we can work on that.
Yeah.
We can work. I got you. So yeah, I think a lot of brands come to us with a budget and they're like, what do you think we should do? Which I love.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then we're able to guide them and not just say, well, you should have listened to us. We told you not to do that and you did it anyway.
Yeah.
I also think a big thing too is a lot of brands go into this space with zero strategy. And they're just like, oh, we're going to send this product to these influencers and they're going to post and I'm going to wave this magic wand and everything's going to be amazing. And everyone's going to buy our product. Our website's going to crash tomorrow. It's going to be so exciting. And you got to put in reps just like you do with anything else.
Yeah.
Like the power of repetition is still very important across the creator space.
And I feel like the omni-channel approach of like, we're going to create this really cool thing to send to influencers, not just a random product, like a cool experience. We're going to give it to them. They're going to create content. We're going to leverage that content. We're going to create ads. Like we're going to do an event around that product. It's like it has to be all the touch points working together.
A lot of people don't realize that.
No.
And they think that just somebody posting something one time will potentially translate into a large amount of money.
It doesn't.
For them, but it doesn't.
I know. And being on the side of like where I've spent with influencers, like when I was launching that wine line, I was on the other side of it. I was like spending with influencers. And it is really wild to see people who convert and people who don't convert. And it's all over the place. And so having a platform that like will really give you that insight, I think it's amazing. And I think that's exactly, I mean, I was just figuring it out on my own, which was like a nightmare.
But you're not alone.
No,
it's majority of people that are just winging it.
So who are the brands on Mavn? Like, is this for small business owners? Is this for Fortune 500 companies? Is it for everyone?
It is for everyone. And that's why I'm so selective on the creator side and who I let in is if you're like the best magician or like the best nail lady, it's not like, oh, that's too niche. Like, I love that so that we can let in people that can service an abundance of different things. You know, last night I was in a meeting and somebody said, you know, Mexico City is super important to us. Even though I'm not in Mexico City, I'm going to figure it out and we're going to make sure.
So oh my God, I think we need to all go to Mexico City. I feel like that's the solution.
Yeah.
No,
and we'll just go start recruiting in Mexico City. Yeah. But I think I think the creator community is another big piece of it that I lean on a lot, where like all of these creators are referring each other.
Totally.
Amazing.
So it's almost like this like secret society now at this point. It's like they really value that they got into something and like the work product it shows.
Well, was your strategy early on, I think we talked about this, like you really focused on Miami to begin with.
Of course.
Yeah.
So being that my agency was in Miami and I was servicing already brands and companies based in Miami, I'm starting in my backyard. I'm going to easily onboard the right people that I'm already working with. So
proof of concept.
Yeah, proof of concept was Miami. And we've done pop-ups in other places, like New York and LA have been obviously the obvious ones, but Chicago and other random type of places, even in Europe over the summer. So we're trying to meet them where they are. Even like this weekend, I wasn't sure how many people would even be in Austin from our network. There was a few.
Yeah.
We're not in Austin, but those culturally relevant moments, you know, we want to be there and we want to make sure that we have opportunities for our creators with brands or just like with great experiences.
So what creators do you think are crushing their partnerships in influencer marketing right now?
I think authenticity, as like generic as it's going to sound, really is what drives. Like even if you guys both think right now, like who do you follow that you find to be the most interesting? And it's probably somebody that doesn't dress up, like acts like themselves, doesn't show up and try to be like the most 24/7. Like it's people that you relate to. So I think creators that have found their niche and they really like push in on that niche and they're like, okay, I'm a foodie. I'm going to lay it in on food. My recipes are going to be the shit. I'm going to do XYZ. I got to lean in on food. Like, so I think people that have really leaned into their niche, but also have been really authentic along the way is where you'll see the most engaged.
Yeah, I really love that because whenever, like to your point, the people that I love the most on social are showing like that niche, but like how that niche is so integrated in their life, right? Like showing school pickup, showing getting ready,
Right.
showing the prep, showing work, like all of that stuff. Yeah, the vegetables they grow. I know. I always laugh at Jaclyn. She like has a garden and then she posts a story and it's like of a like
She's like,
eggplant. And
who
I'm like,
cares?
cool,
And then
who
last
cares?
night, everyone's like, we're so excited to see your garden. I was like, see, people love my
Yeah, I'm like,
content.
oh, I get it. Like your
yeah.
people love this. Like it's just like you keep doing
Marina
it, girl.
does not give a shit about my
But I also
species.
think the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
Like there might be a creator that we all are like, hell yeah, like we love this girl. But she's like, I wish I could run a company like Create and Cultivate.
Yeah. Totally.
And it's like, we talk about this all the time. Like, how do we create content when we're so worried about meetings? And it's like, hey guys, like I'm in the middle of a meeting selling sponsorships.
Let me put my camera
let me just
up.
put my camera up and prop it up there and everybody could see what a meeting looks like. Like it doesn't work for us as easy as just creator, world goes, propping up your phone at the airport, doing all these things. Like it doesn't come to mind because we're so chaotic with checking emails and jumping on calls and doing all these things. But it's something that I constantly have to remind myself because when I am intimate with our creators and I ask them questions like, what do you love about Mavn? What can we improve on? Like what's great? And I do get a lot of the same consistent feedback that like we do make them feel like we hear them and they're special, where they're not just lost in like another spreadsheet of names that people accrue.
So speaking a little bit about the business side of things, you said Mavn turned 2.
We turned 2.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary. What are some things that you know now that I guess maybe you wished you knew earlier when you were building Mavn?
So I think I was one of the lucky ones in tech because when I talk to other tech founders, they're like, we had to go through so many developers and so many teams and we lost all this money and da-da. So I think I got really lucky. The first team that we hired from an engineering development side, the CEO, the head of the firm is American. And he was like almost like a CTO, like mentor for me. So I think picking that team, thankfully I got lucky, but a lot of people don't. And I know that. So I would say really making sure you're picking the right team.
It's really
in the beginning.
It's really tough because like
you'll end up
there
like
is some
blowing
good
through your money.
offshore options, but if you don't know, you can get taken for a ride. Like, pretty
so taking your
quickly.
time.
Yeah.
I think picking the dev team is really, really something
crucial.
That's crucial. Yeah. I also think, I'm a mass networker.
You really are.
You really are.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Professional networker.
Yeah. And I love it so much because like, I think that's one piece of this that I enjoy the most is just meeting interesting people and seeing how like I can help them and vice versa. So I think building relationships is why I've maybe moved faster in these 2 years than other people is because I'm out. I'm talking to people. I'm excited. I'm like doing the most. So I think as a founder, like building relationships is equally as important as running the business.
Yeah, but you are like relentless. Like you will, no, in the best way. Seriously, you will like, it is so inspiring.
Hey, I got you guys.
Yeah, no, it is seriously. It's so inspiring
your
to
book,
watch.
It's called Relentless Networking.
Yeah, Olivia's like, I want to meet this person. She goes and meets the person. If she can't meet the person, she'll figure out the person that she needs to meet to then help her meet that person. I was like, wow, it is so
but that
crazy.
is what great founders do.
Yeah.
Like that, it's true. Like I was even saying yesterday at the Cherub event, I was like, the people who actually get the investment or perform are the people who participate in the events, show up to the events, talk to the people, are on the platform. Like you can't just upload something and hope it works. You know what I mean? It's like you really have to be on the ground, like making it work and talking about it and doing
and
the thing.
other people have to believe in what you believe in.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
So like if I'm not exuding that excitement and confidence and like all of the above that comes with being a founder, then why would you be excited to work with me if I'm not excited?
Exactly.
So
no, why would you invest in you? You know what I mean? Like, it's really all about the founder. So I think that's a good asset to have. Good, what was I going to say? What's it called? Not asset. Good
quality. Yeah,
Thank
good quality.
Listen, it's early, guys.
I also think like partnerships. A lot of people overlook and like maybe they're just tied into like, let's get more clients, let's get more revenue. But I like to think, and I've done this with Model Volleyball successfully. So I think that's why I've implemented it into all my other kind of businesses and strategies is like, how do you find companies that will bring you revenue by not charging potentially that company, but tying into like their ecosystem and adopting like a new sales team for free.
Can you tell us about Model Volleyball too? Like, the event for people who don't know?
Yeah, so we're turning 15, March 29th and 30th.
Crazy. So awesome.
It's so crazy because I just posted a picture of me in 2010, like from this event. And I'm like, I was like, I had no fear. I was like, we're just going to do this. We're just going to like figure this out. Yeah, it was I think I worry now more than I did when,
No, you
Oh,
totally.
100%. Then
when I
like
started that.
the naiveness is bliss.
Yeah.
Like
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started with my partners on that event in 2010, and the concept is that it's an invitational to the modeling agencies, and then they play in this beach volleyball tournament, and it's free and it's open to the public. It's on the beaches in Miami.
And it's all models playing volleyball?
It's all models. It's
Male
exactly
or
what
female?
you're
Just
visualizing.
kidding.
Well, of course, there's male.
Perfect.
Okay, there's both.
Do we need a referee? Just kidding.
We do. We actually do.
Listen,
Are you available?
weirdly,
Yeah.
just became available.
So yeah, it's a really fun community-driven event. We've had people like Travis Scott, Joe Jonas, Flo
So
Rida,
cool.
like,
Yeah,
you name
Sebastian's
it.
listening right now being like, Travis Scott, can I go?
Yeah.
Can I go?
You know, it's a
Me
funny
and
story.
Seb.
He and I've never really told this story, so I'll tell it to you guys. It's a quick one. We had a friend that was like really tied in with his team. He was already in Miami, playing at a nightclub, and we tried to get him to come, and he wanted all this money, and I was like, I was like, this is a free event. Like, I'm not charging tickets. I'm not going to make this back. And they passed, and I was so bummed. And our event is 2 days, so they called us at the end of Saturday with a change of heart, and they were like, okay, let's do it. Can you pay in cash? And I was like, how much? They're like 15,000. I was like, I'll call you right back. And at the time, like for Travis Scott, like that,
Oh my
that
God,
was
that's
nothing.
crazy. Yeah, that's
But that's like nothing.
I wish there
type
was
of thing.
$15,000 for our
Yeah.
lunch.
So I'm like 15,000. So I remember I walked up to my title sponsor and I was like, we can get Travis Scott tomorrow. Do you have $15,000 in cash? He's like, consider it done. And I was like, okay. So they bring me the money in the morning and I put it in my book bag, and the whole day I'm wearing $15,000 because I'm scared to leave it anywhere on the whole event. We're on the sand and the beach, whatever.
You're like, I got a JanSport full of cash.
I'm wearing a JanSport with 15 G's in my bag the whole day. Nobody knows. Everyone's saying hi to me. I'm like, oh my God, I have all this money in my bag. And then he gets there, rolls up on the sand with like his Lamborghini. And we clear the stage. He goes up, doesn't even ask me for the dough before he performs. I'm like, this is cool. Comes up, does the whole thing. Free performance. Travis Scott was.
Wait, he performed?
He performed.
What?
Like
I thought this was an
great.
appearance fee.
No, this was like 6 songs, like spring break MTV style on the beach. Crowds of people rushing the
He's
event.
like, who's this woman on stage with the book bag?
Right. So he gets off the stage and he's like, I've never performed on a beach before. Like that was really amazing. And I took out my book bag and I gave him the money and he left.
Oh my God.
I love that.
But this is what
CAA
I was
is
saying.
listening right now or whatever. And they're like, the fuck? We didn't get our 20%.
Listen, we're here to get streams, okay?
Oh my God. No, honestly,
So awesome.
unbelievable. Like,
It was a good
so,
story.
so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
No,
15
that
G's
is-
in my bag the whole day.
No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, that is. I love the presenting. Consider it done.
Yeah.
That is so good. I love it. But
Yeah.
that's a hustle, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. We actually have a charity component with it too. So we always have a different local charity that's involved. And, you see everybody there. I mean, everyone from like Calvin Klein has like rolled up by accident.
So
And
cool.
Jamie Foxx came 2 years in a row, performed for free. Like,
So
it's,
cool.
yeah, it's like one of those like real staple at this point, like Miami events. Even the city of Miami Beach is a sponsor and they get behind us.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. What is next for Mavn?
Next for Mavn is we are going to look to really grow into Los Angeles. That's our next like marquee market
Cute.
that I want to go into. And I want to really do more experiential with our creators. I think that that's how like real connection happens. So we've been doing retreats. We've been doing really like intimate dinner settings. And I feel like anybody who comes to something that we've been producing really leaves excited about the platform and becomes like an instant like ambassador for us. So I really want to like focus on connectivity with creators and not on like a mass scale where I'm throwing parties for like 3,000 people and they're like, oh, it's just like another app type of thing. Like I really want our creators to feel like we're empowering them, we're here to help them, and focus on all those tools to help our creators.
I love it. Well, you're a beast and we love
Back at you, babes.
working with you, rooting you on. Like it's just really, really cool to see just Mavn flourish, but also you and the connections that you've brought Create and Cultivate have been unbelievable. So we're forever grateful for this partnership and so excited to have you.
Yeah. Where can people learn more about Mavn?
So we are Mavn, M-A-V-N, no E. And for those of you who don't know, Mavn is an actual word with an E. A lot of people don't realize that, which is, an expert. So we are MavnCreators.com and Mavn Creators on Instagram. And I'm Olivia Ormos.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yay. Thanks for listening to this episode of Work Party. If you like what you heard, follow, leave a review, rate the pod, or slide into our DMs.
Check out the different ways you can create and cultivate on our website, createcultivate.com. From retreats and masterminds to our summits and festival.
We have different experiences to support you through your entrepreneurial journey from launch
to legacy.
Follow us at Create Cultivate on all platforms, and don't forget, work hard.
Party on.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.